Hello, everybody. This is Chris and Tyler coming at you. VG Now. We just finished watching the Ubisoft press conference here on the first day of E3. What'd you think about it?
Well, let's just kind of go through their entire show because I thought it was all kind of interesting, Tyler. We've got Far Cry 4. They open with this game. It kind of stirred some controversy whether it was racist or something, and it's kind of like, well, it's the villain that may be showing acts of racism, so yeah, you should hate him more.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, if that is for the villain or something, it's like racism. It's like fine, whatever. Honestly, like I saw stuff like that, and it's like that was like the last thing from my mind because I'm like, no one's going to do something intentionally to be like, oh yeah, we're racist. It's like people who jump to that conclusion.
Yeah.
We're jumping to conclusions.
I didn't get that.
Didn't make sense.
But anyhow, they start out with Far Cry 4, and it's really breathtaking visual-wise.
Oh, yeah, it looks great.
Everything we've seen so far this year has been breathtaking, but this game specifically, it was breathtaking visually and then breathtaking voice acting-wise. And apparently the villain is voiced by Troy Baker, so that's good. For those of you that don't know, Troy Baker was the voice actor for The Last of Us Joel and BioShock Infinite's Booker. So yeah, definitely a good guy that they got there. But no, I thought it was very interesting. Apparently, this was the first 5 minutes of Far Cry 4. Yeah, it looks interesting. Looks like a villain that you're gonna hate. And when you got that, you can easily come up with a good story.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely seems like they have a good premise set, so it just, like, seeing it unfold is definitely an intriguing notion.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Then I believe they showed The Division.
Yes, I believe so. I think it was next.
So, I don't know. Again, I just want to know, I'm kind of like Colin, what he said prior to the show. What can I do alone with this game?
Yeah, I mean,
that's
like,
what I want to know.
Is this game going to be so heavily set on multiplayer that you're not going to be able to go through and enjoy it if you play by yourself? I mean, it looks like most of the people you ever actually do come across are AI-driven NPC players, and that's intriguing. That means it's like, okay, then you can go through this by yourself, and it would be possible. It'd be harder and take probably more. It'd just be more challenging, but it does look possible. However, like if you meet a group of other players that are against you, is that going to just be an impossible battle, or will they fight you if you're just by yourself? Kind of thing. I mean, it's an interesting thought. I just need to know more about it.
Yeah, my bet is that it's not impossible, but it's going to be really difficult because we haven't seen that game outside of people playing with each other in a clan. So yeah, that'll be interesting to see more of that. The crew
still looks amazing.
Yeah, still looks great with that Snowdrop engine. The crew, Tyler, I still like this game. I still want to like it, but then again,
it's one of those games. It's like it looks really interesting.
Are you going to buy a PlayStation 4 or am I going to buy an Xbox One?
You're going to buy an Xbox One. That's how we're going to do it.
Because I would enjoy playing this with somebody.
Oh, I would too. And like especially if you had like 3, 4. I mean, I don't know what it's limited to for players. I think 4 was probably a good crew.
Yeah, 4 is probably.
So yeah, if you had 4 friends all with the same console, all be able to play it together, yeah, this game's gonna be great. But if you're just a car guy and like, I mean, it's probably not gonna be fun if you're by yourself.
Yeah.
Or if you're with random people, never talking to them, it's gonna be probably worse. So it's one of those games that it's like they're just looking so intently on multiplayer that's like almost driving people, which is probably their goal. They're like, they want you to buy an Xbox One or me to buy a PS4, so we play all these games with the multiplayer aspect in it.
Yeah, I guess, but it's still
stupid.
Disappointing. Yeah, and stupid. AC Unity, Tyler, your thoughts?
Well, I mean, like, what they showed at Ubisoft was more of a single-player-driven part of story. And, I mean, they very briefly showed a glimpse of, like, 3 more people walking in at the very end. But what they showed was just an open-world aspect. And it's like, it was kind of interesting to see an open-world aspect at the same time. It's you had a target to kill, like you found one. At the same time, you could take like side missions, which seemed very seamless, and that's a good thing. But at the same time, it's just like, I mean, they can make things look really cool, but like, I mean, even like you said, like you saw part of the crowd kind of having a glitch problem at the end of the video, and it's just like I could just see it having the same problems as AC4 with too many glitches to really enjoy and get into the game if the animations aren't smooth, if the glitches are in the way of actual story, and if the stories is intertwined with an open world, then you're running into that problem where, like, well, you can't polish up a story mission if it's part of an open world setting.
Yeah, they're in a tough place. But I was surprised about, I mean, the streets were crowded with people. I mean, that game, you know, for a setting, environmentally, it
looks good.
Yeah, it just blows you away.
It looks good, and it makes me want to get the game, but like the experiences I've had with the last two games, I don't.
Be good.
I want it to be good, and I'm afraid it won't be.
Yeah.
And then you're still sitting with that multiplayer aspect where it's like, it'd be great if I could actually play with a friend, but I don't know anybody with an Xbox One that would get Assassin's Creed and play it with me.
Yeah.
None of that problem.
I have next on here, Shape Up Tyler. Tyler was very excited about this game because he realizes he's tubby. I mean, I am too, but
if you call that excited, I would hate for you to see what I call excited.
Oh boy, we're getting deep here on VG now.
No, I mean, it's an interesting thought. I mean, it does add some sort of like a comedy aspect to doing something that's physical fitness. And so, I mean, what they're trying to achieve, I think they're actually going to achieve it. I mean, something fun. It's just a fun workout, basically. And I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, I won't get it because I'm lazy, but I'd rather just actually go somewhere and run or something instead of using my Xbox for it. But it's an interesting thought.
Well, and it also gets them into the, fitness game genre, which,
right.
I mean, you could consider Just Dance, in that genre already, but
and it helps the industry as a whole to have that genre, because people are like, oh, if you're just going to play a video game, you're just going to go sit around and then get fat. And it's like, well, no, my video game is actually making me lose weight. So, I mean,
but like you said, it has a comedic touch.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Like when you're doing push-ups or whatever, you got a whale on your back. It
looks
like
great.
the whale's humping you. Very weird. Just look it up, folks. It's a real deal.
It's good.
I don't have on here, before we talk about Rainbow Six. Is
Siege.
it The Siege or Siege?
Siege.
Okay.
It's just Siege.
There's that World War I game that's running on that UBR engine, and I cannot remember what that's called. Anyhow,
something Heart.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't know why.
We should pull out the phone. No, but anyhow, look it up. I mean, just go to Ubisoft's website. I'm sure they'll have that game, and you'll easily see what I'm talking about. The UbiArt engine, obviously, that runs the Rayman games. That ran Child of Light. That game looks very interesting. Very interesting. Very cool. And even though it'll be a smaller game, looks like it could have a very impactful story.
Half the time, the smaller games are the better.
Yeah.
I mean, simple is a lot of times better than more complicated. So, yeah,
very
definitely
true.
Hope that does well.
Rainbow Six Siege. Tyler, what are you thinking? I thought it was. You knew they had to do something because everybody
done it the
now
past 2
expects
years.
it.
Yeah. I mean, you get the CEO to come on stage, and it's like, oh, okay, we've got like 7 minutes yet. It's like, what are you going to show us? Like, obviously, you're going to show us something. You're not just going to walk off and in 5 minutes early. I actually had no idea what it was. Other people, like IGN guys, were hoping that they'd show something with Rainbow Six, and maybe they knew what it was when it kind of popped on. But like, I had no idea. I actually thought it looked interesting. I mean, yes, it's a multiplayer, but I'm pretty sure that's what Rainbow Six is just multiplayer. Is that correct?
I'm not for sure, Tyler.
Don't quote me on that. Yell at me if I'm wrong. But no, it actually looked really really interesting to actually like try to save a hostage while the other team is trying to keep the hostage, and then one wins that way.
So
and
from what
the
it looked like,
destructibility
yeah.
was awesome. Like it's realistic. Like you go to a house, it's like, yeah, you're gonna be able to shoot through drywall. It made sense.
It's like Killzone Shadowfall, but done right. Yeah,
Battlefield on a small scale, and every wall I can bust through. No, I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah, so I guess the way I took it is that these four guys or whatever, they were one team. You know, you're playing the cops or whatever, trying to get the hostage, you know, safe and away from the home. And so basically they decided their point of entry, which was going to be through the roof, they decided. And from then on, they went down to the basement? Or was it the first? They went to the first floor, and then there was a lot of things that happened.
It was
the
a big
hostage
house.
Traded hands multiple times. I mean, the thing is, in a multiplayer game, that's going to happen very rarely. But yes, if that ever did, that is a very cool moment and a very cool experience.
And just seeing, like, I can easily think back to different times where I wish I could play a game like that, where it's like, okay, you've got a squad of like 4 people. One person's the leader, and the other people are doing other things. One person's a sniper on the outside of the building. The other 3 infiltrate the building. One's kind of like calling the shots, saying what we're doing, what, like, hold here, go there, and actually working. In my opinion, that would work the best if you have 4 friends and you decide, like, ahead of time. Maybe there's some sort of a system where they're like, oh, look, choose who the leader is. But random people, I don't really see how they cooperate quite like that. But I mean, it is a game that pushes towards that structure and cooperation, and that's actually really cool.
Yeah, I thought it was a very interesting concept. I hate saying that, but it is very interesting, and it'll be interesting to see if that's just a multiplayer game.
Yeah,
the way it looks like is that's it.
That's what it would be. There's probably obviously different, like, mission wise, like there's the hostage situation, and then there's obviously going to be other things.
You got your different multiplayer modes,
but it's still based on that squad, the leadership roles, and trying to work together as a team, like an actual SWAT team would actually be. And that's, I mean, definitely cool if you get, like, because I could easily see, like, if you had 3 other friends that loved to do that, played it with them, you could enjoy that forever. As a whole media briefing, like, what'd you think of their structure? How'd they do?
I thought it was a hell of a lot better than EA's.
Agreed.
Yeah. No, what do you want from them? I mean, yeah, these are the games. Mitch Dyer comes on IGN, their post show, and he's like, "Oh, I was really underwhelmed." And I'm like, "Well, what do you want them to do? They've got all these games they've announced previously." And they went and they showed them off. They showed actual gameplay from each one. I don't know what else you want.
No, like, I mean, I got what I wanted, because it's like, okay, you pop on, you see Far Cry 4. It's like for the first, like, 5-10 seconds, it's like, what game is this? And then it's like, okay, you kind of see the graphics. It's like, oh, yep, that's what this is going to be. And it was cool. It's like, you wanted to see that. And then you turn around and it's like, okay, you show off something new from The Division. You show off something new from Assassin's Creed. You show off your Dance Central. You show off your new fitness game. You show off
the crew.
The crew. You then turn around and you reveal Rainbow Six Siege. It's like, done. It's good. You showed gameplay of everything. You didn't just bore us with developer commentary of games that aren't even a year into development yet. It's like they actually showed us stuff, and I feel very content after that.
Yeah, I think they did a heck of a job. They showed the games that they're making. By the way, we didn't see anything with AC Comet.
Nope.
So, just PS3, Xbox 360 users, get a new console.
That's where it's at anyway.
They're pretty cool. So anyhow,
$400.
$400, both
for either one. Yeah,
that's right.
Interesting.
No, I definitely think Ubisoft did a good job. A definite improvement from last year.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anyhow, folks, we're getting closer and closer to the end of Big Monday. The day that where you have all the conferences except Nintendo. So anyhow, definitely keep it here at VG Now and watch the Sony video. We'll kind of summarize that and have our thoughts on their press conference. And then overall, who's won the first day? Keep it locked. VG Now.